Malawi, I'm actually the Minister of Water and Sanitation. What we do is we're trying to make sure that by 2030 we have full coverage in that sector. The President would like to make sure that everybody has clean water and as much sanitation as possible to stop open defecations completely. Actually, the problem we're facing is obviously the climate change, which is big for everyone. I'm sure you heard that we were hit very badly by Cyclone Freddy, damaged a lot of our infrastructure across the country, not only for the water infrastructure, but also roads, hospitals. A lot of houses were actually brought down, a lot of toilets. So many things were damaged, and we actually had mudslides where people died. So many people died. So this is the problems we're facing. We have a lot of work to the strides we've made forward. Now we have to look for more resources for us to do the work again. So we're going to look at obviously much more resilient infrastructure in terms of the water sector, like piped water schemes, solar powered schemes, but obviously go deeper with our piping so that it's not going to be washed away when we have these climate shocks. We've been quite lucky. We've managed to get a few grants from the World Bank. We've also been assisted by other partners like the African Development Bank. We have World Vision. We have Water for People. We have people like VEI. We have so many partners, for me to mention, that come in to assist us with not actual funding, but actually do the projects for us. They build the projects and then give them to the communities where they're lacking access to clean water. I would say people that were mostly affected were actually the people living in the most rural of rural, because the floods were. A lot of them were in those areas, and of course we had mudslides in the city and people died there, but in the rural areas, like we've had 2 areas where whole villages were washed away, and if you look at it, they actually don't have much access to water and sanitation services. So that's where we've had to go in, and the President has managed to get a lot of resources on Dr. Lazarus Chakwera to assist these people. He's actually set up a task force, and we have, it's called like Tigwirane Manja. Let's hold hands and work together wherever we can to ensure that the people most in need get what they need to be able for them to move forward, because their houses have been washed away. They actually have nowhere to live. They now have to move from the low areas where the flooding was to higher ground. So they need new houses. They need everything new. They need clothes. So it's actually quite sad for them. But a lot of donations have come through. People have been very kind, and people that can afford whatever they could afford have come through.